y'all up. This is gonna be helter skelter. Like I'm gonna be. Let me wipe my. All right, I'm gonna be just kind of banging stuff around because I forgot the eclipse glasses for the kids. Here they are. Thanks, Amazon. Got a whole pack because they want to see. And when it's totally like when it's covered, I'm gonna take my glasses off. I mean, I might even do a little bit without because I've been doing some sun gazing. Some people are like, don't do that, but when I was a kid growing up, when the sun was just rising and it looked like red and it didn't hurt at all to look at it, I've always looked at that because I'm like, man, that's cool. And it's almost like I use my intuition. Back then, I was like, man, this is so funny. I was like, I don't actually think the sun is gonna burn my eyes out when it's like that low on the horizon and shooting through all the atmos. I knew even back then, before being a truther, that wasn't hurting me, and it never did. And so I've sun gazed a little bit more since. Like I've been on a run, you know, I'm like running, and I'll just kind of look at it. And sometimes I have on light sunglasses, but like if this is the sun, I'll just look and it'll look too bright, and about 7 seconds in, my eyes can focus on the orb, and I'm like, wow, I can see the disk of the sun. And like light will shoot around, kind of spray around the sun almost energetically, which, you know, who knows if the sun is actually electrical, or, you know, I don't think it's nuclear fusion in the vacuum of space. So my whole thing, guys, for people that are watching this that are anti-flat earthers or you know, like we get called like, oh, you're a truther, you know, you must be an idiot, or you must be uneducated. It's not that at all. Like what I am is I'm an alive, awake human that has the freedom to ask questions about anything and everything. Even if they've said, oh no, this is it, I can say, is that really? Because originally, before somebody said, oh, this is it, they were pondering and they were doing hypotheses on it. And you know, whenever heliocentrism, like the heliocentric theory, is a theory to this day, just like gravity. So that means I get to ask questions about it, and I do. And if you think that's, you know, I'm a fool for asking questions, that's your deal. That's not mine. So we found this park over here, huge park. Show you. Move my glasses. So we got this huge park for the kids to play. I'm gonna be setting up right over there. And then people drove in from New York. There's all sorts of people parking and getting their stuff going. But I think 20 minutes from hopefully seeing it. There's a little bit of break in the clouds there. There's a big blue hole there, and then that's not looking so great. So, hi Big Pine. Hey Notch, back at it again. Thanks for popping back in here. I may try in a minute to see like where the live comments are so I can see your questions, but I also have only 20 minutes to set up my P1000, my other camera. Maybe I'll just leave this running, but it'll probably be boring, but I may leave this running. Oh, the sun's kind of hot. Okay, let's see. Let me see if I can get this chat going. Thumbs up. There's people. I'm looking. I'm looking all over to how to bring the chat up. I don't even know how to do it. There's 5 people watching with 1 thumbs up. Oh, weird. I've seen it before where this chat runs on the side while I'm talking to y'all. Live chat. Oh, maybe that was it. Yeah, there we go. So it says 1 man quarter, clear skies, and it went away. Somebody say something so I can see if another chat pops up. Yeah, they're awesome. Run Boston Bear. Question the answers. That's great. Excellent. So I'm gonna get to work. I have this that I need to set up here. Are y'all sunscreened and ready to play? My kids are very fair, red hair, fair skin, and if they're in the sun for like 2 or 3 hours, like we're gonna be, they gotta have a little bit of protection. I stopped wearing sunscreen a while ago. I just don't really think it's necessary. Just listen to your body. If you get pink, you know, get out from the sun. I stopped using deodorant too. I think if your diet's right and you're hydrated right, your breath and your underarms aren't gonna stink. And I just take a shower. If I get funky, I take a shower. But with the kids, they gotta get a little bit of protection, or they'll just roast in like no time. Let me get this in here. There we go. All right, so let's see. Hail, warrior brother. Okay, let me try to get this set up. I guess y'all chat amongst yourself while I get this going.
Looks like a ghost.
Hey, y'all, try not to knock this over. I'm gonna try to set up the P1000.
Okay. Okay, stand up.
There's 2 legs.
Yeah.
Mom,
As long
there's
as
a
you're on
piglet.
like this big part, you can go over to the blue.
Mom, there's a piglet.
Is that a separate playground? You can go over to the blue
A
part.
piglet.
Okay.
I brought my drone too, because I want to take my drone up and fly over to the other parking lot where the Teslas are parked and just kind of look at the area of people kind of looking up at the sky.
So when you're talking to your phone.
Yeah, I'm doing a live. It's a little sideways, a little crooked. Boom.
Okay, let me do your legs and your feet, and then you can put your shoes on. Okay, are you done? Yeah. You're getting sunscreen on my hat. Thank you.
Solar filter.
Okay, put your shoes on, and then I'm gonna. You have to bring your shoes. And let me know if those little wood chips. If you want me to go get your boots, go get your other shoes. Your actual shoes. I can go get lots of shoes.
That's like it.
Here, put them on. You want me to get your other shoes and then just let me know.
Mom, just let me outside here. Mom, here.
Okay. Back to you. Should have brought a tank top. This is a good like
Yeah, it's hot.
tanning day.
Oh man, my phone's done it's done the thing where it's super dim. 10 people in here, that's cool. If you want to look on there, I have a solar filter. So when it begins to eclipse, you'll be able to see it. cloud's kind of drafting a little bit right now.
Yeah, it'll do that though.
Yeah, we'll really be able to see it coming in.
Are you gonna do video or?
Yeah, it's got 4K, so I'll do some video.
Oh, nice, yeah. Set up your shot.
We'll see. I was out in the last one, but it was kind of like you were saying. It came in and then just kind of dipped around the side and got down. It wasn't total. So
Totally.
I haven't seen a total, I don't think.
Ever?
Ever.
Oh, wow. We're like at the center right here, so we should
Yeah,
get
okay,
lucky.
we drove over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, pretty much when I saw the map, I'm like, okay, I'm right on the line.
Right.
This is it. You know, this
Are
is
you guys
awesome.
from here?
No, we drove down from California.
Oh wow, drove in. I saw, you see all the Teslas over there? There's a Tesla charging bank like a half a
Oh,
block
yeah?
away, and there was like 7 Teslas waiting in line
To
for the
charge up?
supercharger.
Yeah.
There's a Cybertruck too.
whole
And they're just
line.
like, give me the juice, give me the juice.
it. I need it.
But I'm live streaming too to my channel. I don't think you're on. You're a little bit on there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because a lot of the people that I've been running with are looking into the actual like nature of the Earth, like the shape of it. Because we've all been told it's a globe, and that's just like the default position to believe in. Because when we were like my kids' age, they just told us,
Yeah,
we're a
perfect sphere.
Yeah, but I don't think we are.
More of an egg shape?
No, I actually think that we're on a topographical stationary plane.
Okay.
And there's like, you've ever heard of the firmament, or like a
Yes,
dome
yes, yes.
over top, like biblically speaking, or really
Yes.
actually all ancient man. Every people group in the past thought there was a protective dome, and all their ancient like pictures and like, well, what is the earth? And they drew it that way.
Yes.
They told us, well, yeah, they didn't really know. They didn't have the technology. They were kind of dumb. We know now, but what we're finding out, this big group is like, they've never measured motion. Like
Totally.
with
Okay.
interferometry, like Dayton Miller is the two scientists.
Okay.
They 5 million experiments to try to detect motion, and it comes back null, like no motion.
Alright.
And then the curvature, none can be found except for in like NASA images.
Totally.
Because we've seen, like the iPhone had the globe on it, but that could just be fabricated to line up with the story of heliocentrism.
When
Totally.
NASA
Yeah.
even says like all of their images are CGI
Yeah,
because they can't get a
composite
complete
images.
image.
They can't get like one full image?
No.
That's what they say.
That's what's really interesting is they have to take strips of data. So this guy, Robert Simmons, the guy who like uses Photoshop to pretty it up and whatever,
Mhm.
he says they took strips of data, and then he says, I want to make it appear to be what people expect.
Mm.
It's like, bro, just take a picture. If you can get out there,
Just zoom out.
yeah, just zoom out. So, I could be dead wrong, and I could be this like, you're silly, man. That's a psyop. Some people are like, oh, that's a government thing just to control you and confuse you. But let me ask you this: if we're moving at 800 miles an hour, tangential speed, which way are we moving? And they say, of course, you're not going to feel it because it takes 24 hours to go around one time. But the little moving sidewalks on the
You tell me like a travel with it?
at the airport, yeah. When you get on that thing, it only goes 2.5 miles an hour. And if you were blindfolded, and let's say this whole park was a moving escalator, and it was only going, or moving a walking platform, if it was going 2.5 miles an hour, just like at the airport, and you were blindfolded and you stood up, you could find which way it was going, because you have locomotion of your own, right? If you were a brain in a vat and you were stationary, you couldn't move at all, then I can understand mathematically and physics, like, well, you wouldn't really feel it, but because I can move,
Yeah, I'll be
I
right
could
there.
feel like, oh yeah, we're going this way, and that way we're going slower. Like you've done that at the airport, right?
Mhm.
And you've walked against it for fun,
Yeah,
and you walked
absolutely.
super fast with it. So if we're moving at 800 miles an hour, I think we would know which direction we're moving in.
Yeah.
We'd have to.
It does happen with sailing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So there's other things.
There is
Yeah, babe?
for sailing at least, the sailing communities I've been at, they have maps of which way you're supposed to sail around the world. Otherwise, you're fighting the currents, you're fighting everything.
Yeah, for sure. And there's actually, I mean, honestly, there's physicists that are waking up and scientists, and I say waking up to like the possibility that we aren't moving. And the whole story is, if we aren't moving and if we are level, then we're central. Like all this stuff is revolving around us as we're a special position, Kind of God created this place very unique and special, almost like you're very special because there's only one of you. No one's like you, right?
Yeah.
And so the earth, in my opinion, the earth is, there's nothing like the earth. And I know that fits the same for, space versus this, you know, what I was talking to you about. But the fact that like the atheists say, I find it like abhorrent. Like, it's hideous to think we're in the center. They think it's like having an ego to believe that we're in the center. But me being a believer and a creator, I'm like, no, he created this place. He put us right here, and everything does revolve around us. I don't think that's silly. I think it just makes sense. But there's a lot to looking into it, man. I've been on the journey for 2 years, and I've met people who've been on the journey for 10 years.
Yeah.
And they're finding out, man.
What are your thoughts on Dante's Inferno?
So is that one the?
9 levels of hell going up, down.
Well, so we'd be getting into both philosophical and religious thinking. I think there's a lot of stuff that we can't know.
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
we can ponder it.
Yeah. I was mainly curious what you thought about, you know, the poem that is Dante's Inferno, relative to how it's like a stratified plane that you can go up and down.
I see what you're saying. So
yeah.
it's almost like you can evolve or ascend upwards towards enlightenment and freedom from
because
all...
it can go definitely, if we're working on a flat plane with the protective globe, it could definitely work alongside that theory of like, if that is a stratified plane, it could be within us. Yeah.
Personally speaking, with my own like history and religious beliefs, I think that this is a level plane of existence. Like this is where we live, where we can touch the grass and actually do experiments. And we know the clouds and what they are and where the plane flies. But if you keep going up, like the sun, when you ask me what is the sun, what is the moon, and what are the stars, and how do they do what they're doing, I don't know. And I don't think any man knows, because they're so beyond
speculation.
Well, they're so beyond this place, this tangible physical place here. They say we've gone there. They say we've landed on the moon and stuff. I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
I think that goes in along with the story of, oh yeah, these are our pictures from 1972 of the ball Earth, and yeah, we've been to the moon. But I think that when you get very, like here you and I are having like a kind of weird conversation, right? This is very real. You know, you'll remember you talked to the weird flat earther in the park on Eclipse Day. But the farther away you get from us, it does get speculative.
Totally.
And so I yield my unknowing to the creator. I'm like, if I go all the way out to the sun, I'm gonna just say like, it's amazing, it's life-giving, it makes the plants grow, I mean, it's good for us. And so thank you. I shift it to gratitude of, I'm glad you put that there, and I'm glad it gives life. But if I was to like debate somebody or explain it to somebody, I'd try to keep it like at the level of a child in their understanding. Like, God is good. He made this place very intricate and very, it functions such like a clock. Everything about the sky is basically a clock. And so I just yield my knowledge over.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I think that sounds confusing.
No, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
I'm following you.
So my position currently is I'm not scared of being wrong. I guess I'm a little nervous of just being fed a bunch of stuff and just believing it without looking into it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. What's your name?
I'm Kit.
Kit, JT.
JT, nice to meet you, JT.
Nice to meet you, too.
One of my favorite physics professors started off his lesson by telling me, like, you have to question everything I say. You know, like that is one of our main tenets here. Doesn't matter how long we say it's a law, it can get disproven next year. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, like the distance to the sun has changed like 7 times. Yeah. You know, and I think it's smaller and more local. You know, I think it's closer to us. But you can go to a website, flatearthdave.com.
Flat Earth Dave.
Flat Earth Dave. He's like the man, and he's got an app that can help. And I've met a lot of these people, and the main thing, and I got to hand it to you, like this conversation is like, what are you talking about? There are people out there that get very irritated and like pissed that you're even questioning our reality.
What is the status quo?
Well, yeah. They have a knee-jerk reaction about these questions, and they say, "Oh, you're a fool. I'm not talking to you anymore." Where I'm saying, I want to seek the truth in what it could be. Like,
And personally speaking, I like entertaining others' points of view because I don't know that I'm right.
Yeah.
I don't know that you're right, but I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
You know, like, end of the day, I'm just on this journey, and I'm gonna keep stumbling through it.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Look, we got a piece of it.
You got it?
Yeah, it's coming.
Oh yeah. It's just started 125 or 425.
Sorry, this video.
Yep. Perfect time. Get on it.
Yeah, man. So, a few axioms, like like base axioms.
No, I'm not familiar.
Okay, so basically, a few base axioms are no no one has ever proven the spin of the Earth. Proven it. There's theories and there's experiments that they say they've done. No one has ever proven.
We don't have a foolproof equation for it.
Right.
You know?
Well, no, they do have equations.
Oh, okay.
So the thing about mathematics is math is a language, and you can use math to describe things, but I'm talking about experimentally. Because like if I did an experiment and I got a result from the experiment can't have a bias, it can't have emotions, it can't be bent towards an answer.
No, absolutely. It's got to be just logical data.
It's just the answer, it's data.
Absolutely.
And so the three that really caught my eye on this whole thing is no one's detected the spin of the Earth. No one's found any curvature at the 8 inches per mile squared. Because like right now, if we were at the beach, at 1 mile, it'll be 8-inch drop. And at 2 miles, it's, the 8 inches, if it's 2 miles, it's per mile squared. So it's not just 816. And then at 1,000 miles, it should be, at 100 miles, it should be 1,000 feet? Shoot, I forgot. I'm blanking out on it.
No worries. The figures aren't important. I'm picking up the theory that you're putting down. And I think a large thing that's proposed against your beliefs is usually speed versus velocity. That's how they try to equate that we can't feel the Earth spinning, because I'm also a bit spinning with it. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so basically people say look at a clock, right?
Yes.
At the hour hand, and if you watch a clock go around 24 hours, it's going to be very, very slow. You're not going to notice it. But I would say expand your mind a little bit and think of this. You have to think of the center of Earth and extend the hour arm all the way out to the radius value. So then you're talking about this long arm of a clock has to go all the way around in 24 hours. And if you were living on the tip of that super long arm, it would be in a very aggressive speed to get around.
Classic lever, yeah.
Yeah, and so to me that's makes you scratch your head on it, because your question is kind of like, yeah, but we wouldn't feel it, would we? You have to think about it. Take that clock to scale to say, well, I think I would.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Flat Earth Dave is a point to top off on.
Let me bookmark it while I'm here.
Yeah. And then if you're super into science, I can give you a couple more sites.
Dabble some science.
And do you use Discord and ever talk with people online?
Yeah. I'm trying to get rid of all my social media. Discord is kind of like the one thing, the niche.
Yeah, I've got a place.
You said Flat Earth Dave?
Yeah, Flat Earth Dave is one spot, and then space down and just put in adl.place.
adl.place?
And what that's going to do is it's going to expand a bigger site, and you can click on Shane's database, and he has, under his database, he has all these questions. Okay, yeah, he has all these questions that kind of we've been talking about. And then ethercosmology.com. Ether Cosmology is a bunch of my friends that are looking into this, and so what they do is they get on Discord and they read old papers of people asking these deeper questions, and they try to see what were they talking about, because this argument is not some psyop that's popping up out of nowhere. Since the 1900s, people have been just fighting this, trying to find what the truth is. But yeah, I really appreciate you chatting, and if you think of any other questions, ask.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll be right there. We're on the train.
It's coming. It's coming even quicker already.
Yeah, absolutely. It was scheduled for 1:25, so it's right on time.
Yeah.
Now we wait. Another hour and 10.
Oh really? We got plenty of time.
Yeah, it's not until 1:40. Let me check the. Totality starts at 1:42.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, so we got time. Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
For sure.
That's why I was curious if you're doing a full video, or most people do stop motion because batteries,
Yeah, I'm gonna just do some actual recording. I might actually fly my drone just over to where the Tesla cars are to see the crowd and to see the city. Because a lot of people, there was somebody that flew in from overseas and landed in Houston, drove to Austin. The weather was bad, and they've been driving.
We were in Austin last night.
They drove all the way up the path to Totality to find this spot.
That's what we did as well. I was just looking at the weather maps, being like, cool, where's the storm end?
Yeah.
So that's what you're doing, is just trying to outrun the front,
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
What's your tattoo?
This? It was a little funny military girl. I don't know how to describe it.
Nice.
I got it during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I started as a tattoo shop, and then the pandemic hit, and then I just kept thinking about it, and there was also a big theme of like Alice in Wonderland, Chance the White Rabbit. So it really stuck with me where I'm like, wow, masks are a really big thing right now. There's been a big theme about Alice in Wonderland, White Rabbit. I've always enjoyed like this art style.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I need to go back and get that. So I like
cool.
messaged the one.
Yeah.
I was in New Zealand, so once
only
they
got
lifted. Oh, nice.
It's the only one.
Yeah.
It's a cover up. You can see the purple underneath.
Yeah, I do.
So I used to have a track shoe with wings, but that's the only one I got. I just noticed that one was really sharp.
No, I'm all over the place.
That's cool.
Yeah. As soon as I was in New Zealand, so as soon as they lifted lockdown, I was starting messaging me like I need to get into your shop.
Yeah. Oh man, I gotta throw you another place to go.
Yeah.
You got your phone. Witsit gets it.
Let me get the notes up.
Yeah, it's 2 words. W-I-T.
No.
That's okay.
So what was the first website?
The first one is flatearthdave.com.
You gave me a password to open it, right?
No, the second one was just ADL.
ADL?
Place. And that's going to expand a dude's database and different channels and stuff he's done.
Nice.
And when you go to database, it's going to first pull up like his model, Shane's model of this place. But at the top left, you'll see these 3 bars, and it can expand like multiple questions, you know, things, proofs, this and that.
Absolutely.
And then you want to go to YouTube and look for Witsit Gets It, and that's W-I-T-S-I-T Gets It, G-I-T or G-E-T-S-I-T. So Witsit Gets It, and his name's Austin, and he's been on this journey for a while. And he actually has in that at that YouTube, you can go to his playlist. He has Schooling Globers, which has some topics. He has In the Field, which he's brought on like current professors in physics or in astronomy, and he's taught for 3.5 hours and back and forth. Well, what about this? What about this theory? How come there's a hole here? And like, if flat Earth was just dumb, he would just get squished immediately. Like, this whole topic should just be a laughing joke and be kicked out. But there's a lot of traction when you start looking at the origin story. Another one is heliosorcery on YouTube. So like heliocentric, but you have to look at heliosorcery. That is a documentary that's for free that talks about the origin of how the heliocentric model even came into existence or even got here. And I mean, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
You see this part?
No. You guys mind if I join the nerdery?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
nerd.
Hold on, my hand. So it started.
Yeah, love it.
See the sunspot. Yeah.
What kind of a lens you got on?
This one is just a solar filter and a few thousand, like it can go in, you know, if it'll focus.
Wow.
Yeah, I need to get my hand off of it because if my hand's on it, I'm shaking it too much, but. Yeah, that would be good. So these all these knobs give me the ability to shift up and down, kind of bumpily. And then now that that's stable, I could probably zoom in some more and then let it focus. So it's 125 optical zoom. I actually discontinued this camera. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. Yeah. Feel free to come check it out on this end if you want to ever look at it and stuff. I know you may have overheard our strange conversation, but I'm just a truther asking questions about, what is this place that we live?
Yeah.
Because we've all been told things, but is it true?
I know, I've been looking at it.
What else was I going to do? Yeah, feel free to move it around.
I came up with most of my stuff.
I don't think so. I think 700. Look at it, baby. It started.
That's so cool. Oops.
Excuse me. I'm in your way. Sorry.
Should I get the kids? I think it's probably an hour before it's total.
You said it's going to be an hour more?
Before it's total.
Here, I'm going to show these people. Hey, let me show you kind of what we got. Uh-oh. Let me get this off.
Are you
I'm live streaming to some friends.
My bad.
No, you're good. Yeah, everybody's just chilling. Trying to get
YouTube or something?
Yeah, my channel.
You're not gonna advertise it?
No, no.
Okay.
I don't have. I mean,
You
it's
don't-
just
you don't have followers.
not really.
Okay.
Like 300 maybe.
Okay.
There we go, guys. It's just coming in. I think we're an hour away from Totality, which is going to be super neat to see. Yeah, it's starting for sure. I met a real cool dude who was open to chatting, and that was fun.
Are you gonna go back up to the house, girl? Yeah.
Somebody said, "Can you see the moon?" So they're saying look for the moon. Look for the moon anywhere when it's totally eclipsed and it's dark. That's when we can see Devil's Comet. And just basically when it's dark, I'm gonna take the solar filter off. I'm gonna zoom out a tiny bit. I'm gonna look around everywhere in the sky, and I'm gonna lower the, I don't know if it's called ISO or brightness or whatever. I'm gonna lower it so it's more sensitive to light and see if there's anything else that I can capture in the sky. So, man, I'm excited to be here. I talked to a guy at lunch. A guy at lunch came in from overseas. I can't really, do you remember where he said?
Denmark.
He came in from Denmark, and then they landed in Houston. You might have heard me talking about that. And he landed in Houston, went to Austin, and then just started going north up the path of Totality. You can see it. Check it out. Yeah, look right here. 1 minute. You can get in close. So it's starting, and then there's some sunspots right there.
Oh, cool.
See that?
Wow.
You know what's funny? The last time this happened, I filmed the last one.
Yeah.
It came in from this angle, from the top,
Oh yeah.
and then it dipped down around the side, and it popped out on the other side.
Huh.
Yeah. So this is a different approach.
Oh, so you didn't see the totality that happened?
It did.
recently?
It wasn't total for us in
Yeah,
East Texas.
You'd have to drive to.
Yeah. I didn't drive there.
Yeah.
Where was the Totality mark last time?
Further north, I think.
All right.
It was. I think you'd have to travel to. God. Don't catch me lying.
No, you're good.
It was
Yeah, I was.
elsewhere in North America. It just
Okay.
wasn't within shot of 200 million people, right?
You don't have to worry about that. I just was trying to talk to that gentleman about some things, and my mind went blank. I was
So
trying to.
When you say truther, what do
Well,
you
okay. So my heart of hearts is man to man. I don't even know you.
Uh-huh.
I want to know what is the truth in all things.
Okay.
So like, how should we be eating, and what's in our food?
Okay.
Like, why are they adding extra like red color? Or, why are they adding additives that they say is for preservatives? But if you look at overseas, the same foods, they don't have like 17 extra ingredients added in.
Yeah.
And it's making us sick. It's kind of
Okay.
making us obese.
Okay.
And it's like, so I have the question, well, nutritionally speaking,
Uh-huh.
what should we be eating that's best for our body, mind, and soul?
Uh-huh.
And then with just the different things going on in the world, like, well, what's the truth with that? With the Earth, is it really a spinning ball in space, or is it a different thing?
Well, you'll never convince me it's not a spinning ball in space.
I know. People get real upset because it's been programmed into us since birth that it is. But I have some friends, like some of my buddies, that are looking into it, and even physicists and scientists that are questioning that now.
I've never met a physicist or scientist.
I could get you
that's
on
published.
Yeah. I know, research, peer reviewed,
Yeah.
right? And it's got to be that.
Never met any one of them that said no, it's not spinning ball in space.
Right. But my question to you is, if it's not in motion, and if you can't find curve, then what would it be?
But I can find curve.
How?
I've been in airplanes.
Yeah,
I've
but
seen the curvature of the Earth
know
from photographs.
You know the guy that went up and jumped out of the real high thing, Baumgartner?
Yeah.
They called it a near space jump.
Yeah.
He says you're not going to see curve from even there because it looks flat from a millimeter off the globe. So that's kind of weird.
Yeah. But I've seen pictures of it in lots of places, right?
Right.
Like spaceships go up and they take pictures of it.
Right.
Even Elon Musk, the billionaire,
Mhm.
right? He threw a car up there.
Yeah.
He took pictures of it. It's
I know.
there.
But what we're talking is optics, right? And at a distance, you see in curved visual space, and lenses, even this one, any camera you use, even the rectilinear, the lenses that are supposed to not impose curvature, if you tilt them, you'll see that it adds a curve to it.
Okay. So the thing that you can stare at through your glasses
Yeah.
that have no optics,
Yeah.
it's a disc in space, right?
Right, but is it a full ball round or is it a disc?
So there are pictures of different portions of it that wobble, right? Like
Yeah,
you
sure.
can see it wobble.
Right.
And the only way to get that wobble is to have a sphere
Okay,
in space.
but if that's a sphere, does it mean that we are too?
Absolutely.
It does?
Yeah. So think about all the things that you looked at. Like you see a planet and it goes into retrograde.
Yeah.
Right. There's only one way for it to go into retrograde. It has to be going around something.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And you can see multiple portions of it from all. There are 7 other examples that we can see with telescopes of all kinds.
Right.
Flying through space. Right.
Right.
They're all turning. They're all globes.
Right.
And in order to be defined as a planet, in order to be something as massive as us,
Yeah.
it has to be massive enough to cause, like, gravity has to form us into a sphere. Like, that's the rule. That's the physics rule.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Well, have you ever heard of dynamics and kinematics?
No.
Okay, so what I'm going to say, and I'm not trying to fight you at all, like, your belief doesn't bother me, and mine.
It's not a belief, man.
Well, okay. Well, you believe all these to be spheres, and you believe us to be a sphere, right?
I know it.
Okay,
It's not
so
it's
you're
not a
knowing.
belief. Like, I'm not doing it
Like,
on
I'm not
faith.
trying to
Like, I've got evidence.
I'm not trying to attack you.
No, I
Your
don't think
knowing,
you're trying to attack me.
Your knowing
I'm having
and
a conversation.
Sure,
right?
sure. Your knowing and my current understanding and knowing are different, and it shouldn't cause us to fight.
Have I fought you?
No, but it's getting a little heated because I wanted to ask about dynamic and kinematics.
Yeah, I don't know what that
And
means.
so what I'm saying is, everything you explained about the motion of the luminaries and quote-unquote wandering stars, planets, sun, and moon, how they move in the sky is dynamically and kinematically equivalent over a stationary plane Earth and a globe. Like, you're told that these things are going all the way around us, and that's what causes sunsets. And I'm saying if we're on a plane, I can still explain the sunset, and the motions of the sky are the same on both.
So how do you explain the fact that you can go to the North Pole and the sun doesn't set for many nights?
Right.
You can go to the South Pole and get the same experience.
Okay, so the North
Right.
Pole is true. You can film the actual disk of the sun
Uh-huh.
24 hours in the sky. It'll dip down,
Yeah.
and it'll go up, and it'll come around, and it'll
Yeah.
dip down. But the ones that they've shown you in the quote-unquote South Pole are fabricated. They're fakes.
Dad, where's my
Why would you say that?
Well, because the heliocentric theory is a diversion, inversion, a deception. It's a trick.
Okay, so you're saying that everybody who's been to the South Pole is taking pictures of the sun never setting is lying to me?
I'm saying that you cannot capture the disk of the sun for 24 hours in Antarctica.
Yes,
You can't, though. It's fabrication.
it's not. So you're basically saying that all the people who've been to the South Pole are just straight up lying.
No,
Right.
if they go and they think that they're down there, they're not lying. All I'm proposing, the only thing I'm putting on the table is, if you could take Antarctica, I'm just saying, just as a mental exercise for fun, just as a joke.
Make it a giant ice wall.
Well,
Like I've heard the flat earther theory.
Right. So
Right.
if you cracked the bottom of Antarctica and you flattened it out, and it was a 200-foot ice wall all the way around, I'm your guy. That's what I believe now, as a knowing. And if it,
No, I'm done. Thanks.
yeah, you have a good one. Thanks for chatting. It's moving so fast, I gotta like totally adjust this. Dude, the opposite. What you and I are engaged in, I just experienced.
Nope.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm gonna take this off and tighten this up.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no reason to be upset if I'm doing something
100%.
different.
Um,
I'm gonna tighten this up.
no,
And-
yeah, do what you need
And
to
it's
do.
okay. I mean, I'm here to make memories with my family. Here's what you guys can, well, as far as like truth, what I believe is true is humans interacting in love regardless. You know what I mean?
The phrase I like to fall back upon
Yeah.
is, what is it? I was just telling them this last night. I may not agree with you, but I respect your right for you to believe that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I could be totally wrong. I could be a fool. Let me plug this in. And if I'm wrong, and if I'm a fool that I spent 2 years looking into this, I can laugh at myself and say, wow, that's something that I really believed, but I don't think I should be hated, or I don't think
you
there's...
handled it really well. Like you called it when it was getting heated, and you were like, can we take a step back?
Yeah. Let's see. And I
Were
can...
you trying to get a full video of the creep, or orb on orb?
I don't know.
Yeah, you're just feeling it out.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what I can capture today.
Absolutely.
And I didn't come to debate anybody, or even I'm here with my family to see this celestial event, capture whatever I can capture. I'm a very loving, gentle, chill dude. And if you don't believe what I believe, or if you don't even want to look into it, that's cool. And you know, I really respect homie for
You always have the freedom to just cut the conversation.
Yeah. When it gets too intense, you can just walk away, and that's fine.
Absolutely.
Sorry guys, I haven't been able to keep up with the chat. It's been hectic. This is hilarious. All right. And I wish Witsit was here, dude, or Dave, just like, because they have all the answers right there on recall. And I know the answers, but I don't have the recall these dudes have. I know what I believe. I know my knowing. I know that this is an amazing adventure. I got to find a place to put this. It's kind of heavy because my phone got low on juice. Let me see. I'm going to try to tie it. Let's see. Sorry, I'm knocking y'all around. Ooh, that's gonna work. That's gonna work. Oh, shoot. I had it, and then it pulled the phone totally off of here, so hold on. There we go. It's hot out here. There we go. So that's back. And then it's not too bad. Okay, good to see you, Mikey Smith. Oh yeah. Let me try to scroll through a couple of these. Hold on a second. I'm all over the place. Just a second. All right, I'm gonna take this over here because it's looking pretty good. That's how far we've come in all that talking time. I wish I could read all the chat. 31 people here, sweet. Sorry, I can't hold it still enough.
Mommy, it looks like the moon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you got your deal on, baby? You got your eyes on? All right, so we're set up. We're letting things continue. I'm gonna see if I can get in the shade for just a second and read some of these. I'm gonna see if I can read some of this chat because it's hot. Oh man, wow, dude was pissed. I guess, you know, it's triggering. It's a triggering conversation. All right, we're gonna scroll. I'm scrolling way up. Holy smokes, okay. Hey Sue, Nachiketa, Big Pine Sailing, what's up, brother? Yo, what's up, JT? Sue Finelli, good to see you. One more quarter, clear skies. Yeah, so now I'm caught up. I'd give anything to see 30 people, or so break out a thriller dance that the eclipse is happening. Hello everyone, much love. No longer on the ball, good to see you. Thanks, Run Boston Bear, for the stream. I mean, I didn't really think this was going to be like the stream to keep going. I was just doing little short clips, but then it turned into me setting up, and then it turned into me talking to a couple people. One person absolutely chill, not threatened at all with asking questions about things. One dude, it was tough. I didn't mean to make somebody that frustrated or whatever. Flat smacking the travelers. Good job, Boston Bear. You need the keys? Baby, I got 31 people watching.
Let's go.
Yeah. There's that. Stuff in my teeth pizza.
I'll be right back.
Shoot, let me try to get back to the top here. Okay, so the chat thing, I just have to scroll and then it pops up. Cheers to all you legends. I made the number 5 thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Sea Lightning 300 miles. 14.7 PSI thing to that permanent. Sup legends? Chilling. Mark. Smith and Weston, howdy. Chris, 14.7. Okay, Newfoundland, Canada is in their own time zone before the Eastern time zone. Should Newfoundland see the eclipse first? The path of eclipse then should start in Newfoundland and finish at Matsatalan. I've seen videos and posts that like it's coming from the wrong direction, like it's not making sense for the heliocentric theory. So Hercules, what's up, family? Is run Boston Beth? Yeah, Hercules, I'm in the exact path of totality, so it should be pretty sweet here in a little bit. I just plugged in my charger because my phone, I started this live and my phone was at 33%, which is kind of hilarious, like confirmed, right? So I have it plugged in now. Thanks No Longer on the Ball for telling them yes, it is. If the Earth is an enclosed system, it would not take much air pressure to hold the firmament up. You know what, Sea Lightning? I thought about that. I thought if we have this pressurized system, it's almost like the firmament, if it was a bubble, like about to pop. There's a lot of under support just by the pressurized system that we live in. So like when God made the firmament, he didn't have to make it structurally sound enough to hold an ocean above. The whole dynamic system, like the way that it all functions and works balanced, he knows, we don't. So yeah, I've thought about that before. That's really neat. Let me scroll up again. I hope this part's not boring. I'll show you some more. Actually, let's see how much it moved in just that short little bit. Oh man, I've got to adjust this real quick. Hold on. You see it, kids?
Dad,
Yeah.
well, Ellie and the kids missed out a part that with the cloud.
Check this out. You missed it? Let me try to set this down so it doesn't shake. Hey. You guys, my daughter walked by and just like pulled the side of the tripod. Okay, let's try it again. Sorry, it's not in focus, and my boy just kicked the back of this tripod. There you go. That's not too bad. And if I sit here, I'm not going to be still enough, but if you just notate to yourself how far all this is in the viewfinder, you'll start to see that it's shifting, it's moving.
I don't think you're in the train.
No, on the.
I mean, there's people on both sides. So, yes, you're allowed.
See, I think it looks like it's moving, to me it looks like it's moving up and to the right.
Well, give me just a second.
Especially if you see, oh gosh, that's too hard. Look at the shadow. You see my finger, that sunspot there, I think is going that way. Because if I leave this for long, that whole thing will be right off of the deal. Okay. I'm gonna scroll back up and see if there's anything. What a fun day, man. It's cool to be here. I'm glad we were able to come over here and do this. What corner of the sun is the shadow into view? Okay, so check this out. If my entire face right now is the sun from the last time the eclipse happened, and I know we were probably facing a different direction, the moon or whatever is occulting the sun came in from this top angle like this. It came in from the top, and then it kind of dipped down the side, and then it made its full exit on this side, which was kind of weird because if it comes in directly on the top, it's like, what made it slide way over to not be a path of totality? And then how could it basically exited exactly opposite of where it came in, but dipped anyway. So this one, it came in, I think it came in from this side is what it's doing. I'll look again to try to answer that question a little bit better. Oh man, I gotta move it. Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry. I have to
Okay, here you go. So this one's coming in. It's coming in more and more and more and more this way, where the other time it came directly in here. And I'll send it. I'll put pictures in Witset's Telegram later, and it came around this way and then dipped out the bottom. So I'll leave that running.
I wonder if eclipse shirts are going to be half off class. Actually, half off.
Scrolling back up. Okay, there we go. I think I'm about caught up. From what I see, about 127 CDT currently, 1226 for no longer on the ball. Yeah, it's going to be a while longer before the totality happens. It would need to be held up, lower the pressure, lower the temperature of helium, and it turns into a very superfluid. So Chris, I've recently come to the conclusion that, like, if I was to take off in a rocket right now, straight up, I'm eventually gonna hit that dense-ish superfluid, and I think that's at like 72 miles up, somewhere between 65 and 80, and that's where we can't go any higher. I think we can penetrate into it some. We can kind of travel into it some, but when you see those rockets like scraping across the sky at an angle, I think they're jacking around and toying with the superfluid, because it's like they're not going to crash their ship if they're just kind of scooting along it. They can, I don't know if they're trying to get a scoop of it actually, or if they're just trying to touch it. I don't know. I mean, if I was an elite that knew there was a superfluid up there, I would want to go and bounce off of it and stuff like that. So if we do live under a firmament like this, like a big dome, and I don't know if it's like a really tall dome or a flatter dome, the superfluid fills it from the bottom up. So there's ultimately like a level, like a lake of the superfluid all the way across that's perfectly flat. So then you have the Earth that it measures level all the way across. Of course, it's topographical. It has hills and valleys, undulations and such. But like Witset's always talking about the two Gaussian surfaces. So I used to think that the firmament itself was the top Gaussian surface, but maybe there's just a bunch of charge between this superfluid layer that's totally level and the firmament itself. Obviously, God, Yah is pushing energy into the system or making this whole thing work. But it's just amazing to me that the top Gaussian surface and the bottom Gaussian surface is level, and that's like where the downward bias comes from and all that stuff. So let me see where I was at. It's hard to do this on my phone because my phone is dimmed out a little bit because of the heat. So so I may have missed some of y'all's comments. So, and I'm thirsty. I need to get some water. Okay, I think I'm back. I'm a flat earther. P1000 is junk. Mikey, yeah, probably. It is a little weird that they discontinued such a popular camera, and it's neat. It's really amazing to be able to zoom in so far. And then like a few weeks later, they're like, we're gonna work with NASA on this like special moon camera, and I don't know if it's gonna be available to the public, but you know, I don't know if the stars are in water or not. I mean, I've seen videos on sonoluminescence. It's where man has experimentally reproduced on a small scale what a star could be. With the heliocentric model, they just tell us what it is. They say, oh yeah, we know how far it is. We know what it's made up of, like chemically, or like the different like ingredients in the star. We know it all. Trust us. It's, you know, billions or trillions of light years away. I just don't believe any of that stuff anymore. I think all the luminaries are much closer. I do think they circle over top of us. I think that we aren't moving, and I don't feel weird thinking that. Prove me wrong. Like, not me personally, but all of us that are awakening to the stationary topographical plane Earth. We need proof. If we're gonna go back to the ball, or even if we're gonna shift to some other idea or model, we just need to be shown something viable, something that works, you know? Because the trickery and like the way that Michelson Morley, they changed all of physics and like invented a whole new way of thinking about things, rather than just being like, oh shoot, you know, the motion didn't really come out to what it's supposed to be. Let's go back to the drawing board and let's really look at this. They didn't do that. They just kept pushing, you know, what they were trying to do. So that's suspect to me. All right. Keep streaming, Trinity. You guys, if you haven't subbed to Trinity 4, just click on his picture and sub to that guy. He's a friend of mine. We talk, and he does a lot of street evangelists. He's got a cool accent, and he's been in the game for a long time, and he talks to people about these different things. And you know, even though he and I don't exactly line up with maybe who the creator is or how all that works, I don't know exactly if what I believe, my faith is my faith. I believe it. And you know, with evidences in my life, it's why I believe it, the changes. But it doesn't mean that somebody that thinks something different than me is my enemy. We can talk about it. Hello, I'm at Flat Earth from India. Want to know the direction and position of with your time. Sorry, truth against error. I like that. I don't have a question. I don't have the answer to your question. I want to know the direction and position of your with time. I'm in East Texas. I hope that helps. Just look up on the map, like the way this thing's coming. I just saw a stream from Mexico. They're like 70%. Wow. Please tell us about the direction shadow entering. I think I've done that. Please tell time position. Look. Moon has been far south in Capricorn all week, nowhere near the sun in Cancer. That's pretty amazing, Trinity.
Like the last 2 hours, like I don't know if you know, but I was driving in silence.
I'm gonna get water. Gang, gang. Flatman B, good to see you, brother. Chilster Deluxe, Big Pine Sailing. I'm glad you guys came. Trip Canada. Y'all keep on carrying on amongst yourself. I'm gonna kind of get back in the game. I don't know if I'm gonna have a chance to talk to that second guy again and be like, look man, I didn't mean to get you bothered by any of this stuff. There's no reason to walk away. We just have differing opinions. We have different thoughts and ideas of what's going on. I don't think that you can catch a 24-hour, the disk of the sun, I don't think you can catch it 24 hours from the south.